So you need to draw a number of graphs throughout your assignment. So this video should help you with that. So the first one is in 4A, the capacitor being discharged. Yeah, discharging capacitor. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do it in Excel. You can do it in Google Sheets if you want. There's some things are slightly different, and I just prefer Excel. So I'm going to put T and V just to tell me. Now these don't mean anything. So let's say if I just do 10, 20, 30. Okay, so you can fill those all in, or once you've got the increment in, okay, so 10 and 20, if you highlight those two cells, if you hover over the bottom right hand corner, you can drag down. You could drag down as many as you want. It's far too many. So I'm just going to drag down to 10. That little box shows me, or to 100, sorry. So once you've just put the increment in, that works. So let me just put in some random numbers here. So if I do 10, 9, 8.6, okay, I have made this up. So 7.2, 6.4, 6.2, or 6.2, 5.9, 5.4, 4.8, 5.1, oh sorry, 4.6, sorry, I can't even, 4.3. Okay, say these were the values. So your assignment question in part 2, it says plot a graph of log V. So that ln is the natural log. So I'm just going to do it here. So again, this bottom line or top row is just labels. So in Excel, I'll try and zoom in here. If you put an equals, it starts like a sum, and Excel, so you could work this all out in your calculator, but you can do it in Excel. So ln is natural log. Then open your bracket, and we want the natural log of this. So you can either click on that or write V2, close your bracket and press return. Okay, so here we could do equals natural log. Doesn't really matter if it's lower or uppercase. So instead of clicking on the cell, I can write V3, close my bracket. Okay, but rather than going down the whole way, if we just go to this one, if you right click or hover over the bottom right hand corner, if I double click, let me just zoom out a wee bit so you can see. If I double click that, it just automatically fills down as far as we want. So I want to plot a graph of time against log V. So I highlight those two columns, insert charts. Okay, so one of these. So I have just made these values up. You should get a straight line, but I just made those values up off the top of my head. So always include a chart title. So use the context of the question to write a title. To write a title. Okay, then any graph you produce needs to be have axis labels. So if over here at the left hand side, add chart element, go to axis titles, primary horizontal. So that's time. Oh. So time, and then you should always put in brackets. So seconds, and then add chart element, axis title, primary vertical, and that is, now remember it's natural log V, so the log of the voltage. Off the top of my head, I'd need to double check what the units of that are. Let me just pause this video and I will. Okay, I'm back. So turns out that logs are dimensionless, so there's no units on that. Anyway, you should have a graph like that for the question about the discharging capacitor. We'll talk, you need to use this graph to find the time constant, but we'll talk more about that. Oh, it would help if I could use context. Sorry. Okay, so any graph you produce should have a title and should have axes labels. So we'll talk more about how to use the graph to find the time constant when we come to do that question. So you need to know a capacitor then. The capacitor, the voltage across the capacitor is given by, okay, so let's take a new one. So you're told to go from time, and this is voltage across capacitor. Okay, so we need to go from 0. Okay, I'm going to do this wrong on purpose to show you why. Okay, because 0 to 0.5, so if I go up in 0.1. Okay, the equation, let me show you. Let me just snip this. Okay, I just need that equation there. So let me have a supply voltage of 15, and let me have tau, which is the time constant, to be, let's say 0.2. Okay, I think that's all I need. So putting this equation in, so equals, so the supply voltage, which is 15, or I can times by, then open my brackets. So it's 1 minus, then that E is given by EXP, and then it's to the power of, so that EXP already has the power of in it. So it's minus 1 times by the time, which is in A2, divided by our time constant, which is 0.2. So actually I'm going to put in another set of brackets here. Okay, and then the brackets, you know, color to show you the pairs. So that is, okay. So hover over the right hand corner, double click, okay. And I am going to plot this, so I can delete that out of the way. Insert, you go chart, and probably the one with, oh, this one did actually work. I thought this one didn't work. I thought that my increment wouldn't have been enough. So yeah, no, it must be in another question that my increment's not enough. So chart title, you need to put in primary horizontal and primary vertical. And that's the one. And obviously you need to use your values. So just looking through. Okay, question, the data presentation question will do on its own. So I'll come back with another video to explain the other graphs.